Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy, ColtsTalk. We are back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about QB for the Indianapolis Colts, Matt Ryan. He's doing something that the Colts needed to be done a long time ago, and especially last season, and that is holding people accountable. I think one of the biggest things that you need in a team, especially like the Indianapolis Colts, who is just a QB away from seeing multiple victories, possibly winning the division, possibly winning week one, and even possibly going to the playoffs, possibly winning the Super Bowl, all these things. The intangibles you need, especially from a QB, is to hold people accountable when they make mistakes. And that's just being a true veteran, being a leader of the team. That's what you will want to see. You know, the famous thing that from Matt Ryan is get effing set. You know, calling people out when they're not in motion or when they're not lined up correctly. You know, just the wide receivers in general. I would say Marley Cox and Michael Pittman Jr. have said multiple times. It's just to trust Matt Ryan, and he's gonna get you open. You know, he said last year with Carson Wentz, with that situation, they were just out there playing football. But when you have a guy like Matt Ryan, he's gonna get you locked in and ready, and then put you in the right spot every time. So the wide receivers are now, and tight ends are now learning to just trust him, and they're going to get open. And that could be a huge thing going into the season, because last year we all seen the lackluster production from the offense when it wasn't just Jonathan Taylor. We seen it. There was a multiple times where the offense could have had something going and they just couldn't get in rhythm. It's like they didn't know what they were doing. But you know, a guy like Coach Frank Reich can draw up a beautiful design for someone to get open. And all it comes down to is if the QB going to get it there or if he does it. Even Quentin Nelson, when the offense wasn't figuring it out, he goes, hey, Jonathan Taylor can get a big run right here. So Coach Frank pulls him aside and said, all right, he's going to trust him. And what do you know? Jonathan Taylor gets open. It just comes to like the fluidity of the offense. If the quarterback is not controlling the tempo and the game itself, the offense will not work. It just won't work. And you kind of seen that from Matt Ryan, even from the preseason and the training camps. You can see a different type of feel when he's on the field compared to Carson Wentz. Now you guys may go, whoa, well, Carson Wentz worked out with Michael Pittman Jr. and Patman, and they still couldn't figure out in the season. It's because, in my opinion, I feel like Carson Wentz couldn't get out of his own head. Like the pre-snap count, like disguising the defense and knowing what's going on the situations on certain snaps, it felt like he just didn't know. He was just out there trying to play hero ball. But when you look at a guy like Matt Ryan, you can see a different type of feel coming out of this offense. Like Paris Campbell, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman Jr., even the tight ends, everybody's getting involved on this offense. And Naheem Hines, most importantly, is getting involved from what we've seen from practices, camps, and even the preseason. You see everything, it just looks differently. Now, I'm not going to say that Matt Ryan's going to be a god going into next season and he's going to win MVP. All I'm saying is that there's a different type of feel in Indianapolis that wasn't there last year. It just feels different. Everyone actually predicts the Colts to do something besides Dan Orlovsky himself from last year. It feels like there's multiple people saying that the Colts can actually make some noise this year. And I feel like we can do that with Matt Ryan on the round. Like I said, he's not going to be the best quarterback in the NFL next year. But I feel like he's going to make some plays that we didn't make last year, and it's going to be a huge adjustment. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section about Matt Ryan going into next season. How do you feel about this team in general? How many wins? This prediction? Do you think we're going to win the division? Do you think we're going to make the playoffs? All these things, let me know in the comment section. This is Marcus, and until next time, you've been ColtsTalk.